My name is Dante. I am the founder of Conversion Advantage, a specialist Google Ads agency. That's all that we do. And in this video, we share the 5 things we do to help businesses increase their ROI on Google Ads from 30% to 400% within a 6-month period. And that is the results we've gotten for our clients, for 90% of our clients. We show you how to elevate your brand so that you can get a better return on your advertising, because the more trustworthy you are, the more likely people are like to take action on your landing pages. The second thing we share is how you can see how to select the best top purchase intent keywords for your marketing, so that you don't waste money on advertising and attracting browsers, not people that are in buying mode. We show you how to create great ads with AI. We have got a nice landing page framework which shows you all the top conversion principles that can immediately apply on your landing pages, and you can apply that entire strategy, rinse, repeat, which is the 5th part of the presentation, to show you how you can do that. And then also we share the one traffic strategy that we've seen a lot of companies get enormous return on their ROI by flipping the funnel and going for high purchase intent traffic and as the core part of their strategy, so that they go after buyers and not just browsers. Enjoy the video. It's jam-packed full of insights and case studies. That a lot of our clients have flipped the funnel, where they literally have spent they've flipped the funnel by spending 80% of their money on purchase intent traffic and then retargeting people on Facebook. So what's that cause is that instead of trying to convince people to buy products or services, what they are doing is that if you're getting a 5 or 10% conversion rate on Google, that's still 90% that haven't bought, which you then retarget on Facebook at a very cheap rate and bring them back into your funnel. Then you've got a beautiful sales strategy that brings people, by flipping the strategy, by having people coming from the top, not having the top part of the strategy, where you're sitting with purchase intent traffic at the top, and then you're bringing it down to go find those people and bring them back into your sales funnel. The results we've had have been quite good. We've had Adam Hudson with his business go from $18,000 to $125,000 of sales within 6 months. Yes, container shelters, they've 7 times their ROAS. Shipping containers have double their leads at the same advertising budget. They're probably one of the biggest container resellers in the country. Here's Marie's Pizza. They got 6 pizza franchises, and we helped them literally spend $16,500 and do $440,000 of sales. So what we do is a 5-step formula, and here are the 5 things you can have a look at. The first thing you want to do is that, is your brand really trustworthy? Because the less trustworthy your brand is, the harder your advertising has to work. And there's a quick test that you can do. So if your brand design looks cheap and you've normally invest in that space, what generally happens is people, you've paid, let's say $10 or $5 or $3 to get a click there, and people go, well, can I trust them? And what you want to do is literally go and say, well, if I can buy professional design, make it more trustworthy, I'm going to get bigger return on my investment. So here's a 60-second test that we do. So we've chosen 4 of the biggest insurance companies in Oz, and you can quickly see, if you look at the elements here on mobile design, where about 60% of the traffic comes through, you can see that UE here does a fantastic job. There's credibility, that's got a font hierarchy, and Euro's the image, where you can see there's a very difficult to understand what you need to do next with RSEQ, and even Amy could be not as contrasting as you want it, but you can see budget, and you were doing a fantastic job. So you want to sort of measure yourself in the sense that, does your brand have credibility, does it have clear call to actions, and does it euro the customer? And those 3 things will tell you if your brand is speaking to the customer or not. The next thing you want to do is to go and see, and I'm going to show you here that where we've taken a brand, Giraffe Earning Center, and upgraded their look and feel quickly with landing pages. It gives a whole different feel, and to give a trustworthy experience. Here's another one where we have a container shelters company in New Zealand, and you can see how we quickly can take that and renovate that. The second step you want to do is to see if there's a market demand for what you're offering. This is the number one thing, that if you get this right, you literally could have a very, very laser focused strategy. So what we do is if we guess what people are looking for and we go wide, and we're not getting this right, we're going to get the wrong keywords, we're going to pay too much for advertising, and we're going to end up not winning with our advertising strategy. But if we literally go and find out what people are searching just before they purchase, and we understand how many people are searching and how they are searching, and we focus our strategy by targeting those keywords, our chance of success radically increases. So we've done this, for instance, a car insurance example. We're literally going to see what people search, and we'll bucket them into like book chapters, so you can see, right, well, this is brand related searches and car related searches. The next thing we want to go do is there a market demand? So you can see in Google Ad Planner what that looks like. So you can have different campaigns, because if you're going for competitors, you have to explain what they're doing differently. And if you are wanting to go after, let's say, location-based keywords, you can have different landing pages for that, for instance. So what we can also do is that if you're really, really smart, you can actually go investigate what your competitors are using as keywords, and most likely, if they're using them and been using them for a while, it means they've been successful there, and you can go use those exact same keywords for your strategy. So we can see here for car insurance, we can see exactly who the advertiser, what keywords they focus on. There's a tool called SEMrush if you want to go have a look at that. But to get back to the strategy, and what we want to show you here is that you literally want to be in a position where you actually map the whole journey of how many people are searching. We can get the competition volume, and you can actually see how they are searching. So we can see there's 45,000 location-based insurance searches. So you can leverage that. If you're in Brisbane and you wanted to just focus on Brisbane being the strength, maybe you're sponsoring a local team, you can go off to the Brisbane market for your insurance product, or you can see how big the compare market is across Oz, and you can see what the competitive levels are, and then you can see general car insurance searches in terms of what they are. But most importantly, you can find niche opportunities to go after, like business insurance. You can see there is 8,000 searches a month, and we can go see, you want to go straight after that. But once you have it to this level where you know what the purchase intent in that for your target audience is and how they search, you can get really laser focused on your targeting. And the better the targeting, the better the ROI. So the third step you want to go do is actually ads that convert. So what we do here is, if you want to make sure that when you create ads that are business focused, that is not focusing on the problem you're solving, you end up creating ads that actually repels people. But if you focus customer focused and you show them what the problem that you can help them solve, you get a lot more traction, and you get a lot more traction, you're able to convert a lot higher for your customers. So the thing that you want to think about here is as a short hack, is to understand what your customers do. In this case, what we've done is to understand, for, let's say, Mr. Car Insurance example, we downloaded about 1,000 reviews across 4 or 5 car insurance brands, put them in AI, asked them to analyze reviews and tell us what people wanted from car insurance companies and what they did not like. And we prioritized from number 10 to 1. So when we know this, we can actually understand what the buy intent is, what they want and what they don't want, which is this on this side here. And then we can go create our ads, which then literally could attract the right customers. And if you look at it, when you bring it together, you can see here, we've created this brand just to illustrate the example, is that we can have what people wanted, which is an offer over there, and below it, the 3 things they most wanted from a car insurance company. And then our retargeting, we can go put in and address all the pain points which they didn't want. And that's all based on using AI and using revenue. So you can go do that for any category sector to help craft ads that convert, and then help you to get customers a better return on your ad spend. The fourth step is to optimize your landing pages. If you get the targeting right, we've just shown you get the right keywords, and then you're creating great ads. The next step is to make sure that your landing pages are really built for conversion. So if you want to have a look at this, we want to show you that the key thing is that, do you have a hook at the top, some form of offer, and is it better than the competitors? Because people are going to shop around. They are very intelligent buyers, and you want to make sure that you have something that's unique to your brand. If you can't get win on price, win on value. And what you can do, and if you look at this framework we've put in place here, you've got a hook, look at the benefits of that hook, your credibility, the customer benefiting images, emotional reasons to buy, logical reasons to buy it, and then social proof, and then other elements that are here. And you want to make sure that the majority of these elements are in there, especially the credibility sections here. This is just a landing page we've created just to have some form of framework to give you an example of what you could do to get higher conversion rates. The fifth step you want to do, and if you get this right, you're going to make sure that your ads really do well, is to make sure that you track, scale, and optimize. And what we see is the biggest challenge is that if you have a really targeted strategy, you want to make sure, if you go after the vertical, let's say for compare car insurance, and it's working well, you want to have the right landing page that convinces people to compare car insurance, and then have the right retargeting messages. And then what you want to do is optimize that journey on a weekly and a monthly basis, and then build up the next section. If the next section is a location-based strategy, then you can go see how that works. So that is the fast way to create a 30 to 400% return by knowing what works and what doesn't work. If this has helped you, please like the video and share it. And if you want us to help you with the Google Ads strategy, or to do a quick Google Ads audit to find some of these opportunities through your account, please let us know. and reach out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Cheers. Bye.